How about a game where you get to be super deadly but also play an adorable kitten without having to blow yourself up? Exploding Kittens joke? Let's talk about Root. 2 to 4 players, military strategy title, plays great with 3, but it is choice with 4, and it's freaking adorable. Look at this tiny cat. Look at this board art. Seriously, look at these adorable characters.
They're so cute.
Root looks like a dream. It plays like a dream. If your dreams include unforgiving, tense, competitive woodland bloodbaths, it is an ingenious game design choice that this game is as brutal as it is cute. Each player in Root is a unique faction of woodland creatures that each operates radically differently. Their turns are structured differently, they score points differently, they move differently, which means you might all be fighting in the same forest, but you are experiencing radically different games. Each player is a unique faction of woodland creatures, but they all have the same objective: to win the game, earn your 30 victory points. But it's a board game, so it's not that simple. When you play the Marquita Cat, you begin the game with a piece in almost every single space on the board. You're this giant, sprawling, occupying force that's trying to build an economic engine in order to earn points. You look like this ever-present, unbeatable, massive army, but from the inside, it feels like you're barely holding together the borders of your tiny empire. When you play the Eerie, you begin the game with a bunch of pieces, but all of them only in one space, and you have to sweep across the board, take spaces, and hold them in order to gain points. You're this invasion force, and every turn you gain more and more actions to fuel that invasion. So from the outside, you look like this steamrolling attack force that's unstoppable, but from the inside, you know that you're walking this tightrope, because if the Eerie ever makes a single bad miscalculation, they lose all of those actions and have to start building the war machine over from scratch. When you play the Woodland Alliance, you begin with nothing on the board. You look like and feel like this harmless, underfunded rebel force constantly on the run, but in reality, at the right moment, you can explode into open rebellion and wipe out entire armies. You are a terrifying, ticking time bomb. Time out for a second. I know I've been talking about the factions a lot, and I've ignored the core mechanics of Root. Like, yeah, Root is an area control game, and it is, I feel, done particularly well. It avoids a lot of the issues that war games have with, like, tug-of-wars around front lines. And yes, Root is a dice game. Like, it does use dice to determine combat outcomes, which I generally dislike in war games, but in Root, I think they do it really well. Like, 90% of the time you can plan around chance, and the other 10% of the time it's a fun surprise that rarely cripples your position, right? Those things are good. The core mechanics of Root are good, but what makes Root great are the factions. So trust me, the rest of Root is good, but like, holy cow, this is so fun. This is great. Okay, time in. When you play the Vagabond, you don't care really about controlling areas because you're not an army, you're just a single profiteering opportunist who roams the board, either exploring ruins, going on quests, aiding other factions, or turning against a faction and becoming hostile to get bonus points for eliminating their units. You are a solo character contending among massive forces all around you. Every faction earns points differently, but details aside, no matter how you earn points, you have to engage in conflict to get enough points to win. And in Root, you never lose points when you lose ground. Instead, your opponents just gain points faster. And that is what makes Root so ruthless. Root so ruthless. The more conflict you engage in, the more points are earned all around until you're stuck in this ever-accelerating dystopian woodland brawl. And you don't know why other factions are doing what they do to earn their points. You don't have time to learn them and to figure out why they do what they do. Instead, you only have time to focus on your own faction's weird minigame and how the other factions are gumming it up. And that is what makes Root so magical. That is why your group will come back to this game over and over and over again, because every time you play a new faction, it feels like you're a magician learning a new trick. Before you've played that faction, they feel dangerous and mysterious, but once you've played them, you feel like you can see the mirrors through the smoke, and it gives you this sense of insider knowledge and new perspective, and it is just so good. yeah, so we got this game in our game library now. It's great. If you want to rent it from us, I recommend showing up early, give yourself plenty of time. If you'd rather support us from afar, check out our Amazon affiliate link. You can buy it, they ship it to you, and we still earn from that. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it with somebody. I hope you have a great day.